This is not a drill.
Straight out of Central PA, it's the Old Dirty Basement Podcast.
I always like that music.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, it
Yeah, I
brings
dig
us
it.
in.
I dig
Hello,
it.
everyone.
What's going on?
Back in the basement.
Back at it.
Hidely Hill Burritos.
Yeah, that's shout out to David Fly, Tsunami Experiment for the music there.
Yeah.
We use that for the Vintage Cinema too, one of his tracks.
Oh, yeah.
So he's got some good stuff. Check him out on Spotify. I always mention that at the end, but check those guys out. So
Yeah.
what are we getting into today? What do you guys got?
Well, I mean, we did that thing. We recorded that one that we recently did. It had
We recorded with Juan.
yeah,
Juan, yeah.
and Pedro.
Okay.
It had a couple of or a handful, or maybe like three people. Just random people you come across, you read a story about. It's like, hey man, don't know if this is necessarily going to be a whole podcast on this guy or this person, whatever. But hey.
So just sharing stories, sharing stories about people we find interesting or things that are popping off in the news.
Sure.
I think I had the hardest laugh I've ever had on this podcast.
I was going to include that as part of that recording. I have never seen you laugh that hard than discovering that Larry Walters was in a lawn chair, not in a Jeep.
Yes.
You guys will find out about that if you're listening in.
Yeah, listen to that one. It was a good one.
Dave almost had a loud, silent laugh. It was it was like laughing out loud, yet silently
Well,
laughing.
there were tears.
Oh, wow.
So that's a hard laugh.
He was struggling for breath,
Yes.
unlike Free Solo Guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the solo guy's name again? I forget.
Alex Honnold.
Honnold. Not to be confused with Russ Hahnemann,
Yeah.
No,
whose car doors go like this.
That's the one.
Honnold Duck. No.
All right.
All right. Well, who wants to lead it off today?
Look, Dave, I think we had a good recipe with the last one.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you start us off with one of your wild stories of some crazy individual?
All right. So this one I heard about first on Joe Rogan. It was like a small segment. It had me like very intrigued. So I looked up more, and it's Michael Rockefeller. So Rockefeller, I'm sure you know that name, right?
It's a name you know.
Yeah.
If you're an American, that's a name you know.
You should know that one. So imagine you're the son of one of the most powerful men on earth, right? You have access to any comfort, anything, luxury, safety, anything imaginable. Now, could you imagine giving all that up to sail to the edge of the world, and then you simply vanish?
You saying like a flat Earth thing?
Yes.
Maybe. It could have been.
Okay, I didn't know where we were going with that.
So let's go back, November 6, 1961, Dutch New Guinea. So you're going to be on the north, because I'm bad with geography, I had to look this up, northeastern side of Australia, like up above there.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where New Guinea is. And what happened next is haunted the world for nearly 60 years.
Sure.
So that's where this guy was at.
I feel haunted.
So who was this guy? Michael Rockefeller.
Rich.
He was.
Yeah.
He was born May 18th, 1938. He's one of the youngest children and the youngest son of Nelson Rockefeller,
Okay.
who was a future vice president of the United States. He had a twin sister, Mary, and they were inseparable growing up. Grandson of John D. Rockefeller. That's one of the wealthiest families in American history. This guy was the patriarch. Started it all, you know what I mean?
So sure. So in the history of wealthiest people, like basically of all time, John D. Rockefeller is consistently at the top of that list.
And what was their money made from, do you know?
Oil.
Oil. It was all oil money.
All
Okay.
oil.
They were like oil, railroad. They were pretty much anything.
Anything.
He certainly diversified, but
Yeah.
what got him to where he got, it was oil.
Gotcha. So
Like
this,
the Bushes.
like the Bushes, right? So this guy, Michael, he was Harvard educated. He graduated in 1960, but he was restless and he wanted to experience world beyond boardrooms and penthouses. So
Because, penthouses and being the wealthiest family in the world, that gets boring.
after a while.
Sure.
So he was drawn to art and anthropology, and he saw them as a more meaningful family business.
Right.
Getting involved in that.
More meaningful than business
What he was
stuff.
doing, right.
Okay.
And I see that a lot with these super wealthy people. Sometimes their kids revolt and want to do something different.
Sure.
They don't
They
wanna
get, they
be-
get bored of being so
Well,
wealthy.
look,
Right.
when you've got fuck you money and you can do quite literally anything you want, go ahead. Go right ahead.
Because there's no failing. Like you can take 10 years of your life to dedicate to something that has no gain in the end.
That's right.
But you're not worried about it because you have money.
So be it, right? So in 1961, Michael joins a Harvard Peabody Museum expedition to the Ballium Valley, Dutch New Guinea. So
Okay.
there again, right above Australia.
Yep.
He becomes fascinated with the Asmat people, a tribe known for their extraordinary wood carving. So they would make like these totem pole looking things,
Sure.
you know what I mean, that were made to honor their warriors and stuff.
Quite extraordinary.
Yeah. They were also known for something else, the Asmat. Ritual head hunting, and in some villages, cannibalism.
Why not?
The Asmat, as John, or as Dave.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Did they
I
wear
like that.
I wonder if they wore an hazmat suit.
Yes.
It could have been that too.
Yeah,
could
He
be
needed one.
Biohazard.
He definitely needed an hazmat suit. So Michael doesn't flinch, though. He sees their art as among the most powerful he has ever encountered.
Of course.
Yeah.
Why not?
He returns home briefly, then immediately plans to go back against the concerns of his family and his friends.
are
I'm sure they were like, what
justified,
are you doing?
for sure.
Yeah.
Dude, they will chop your head off and eat you.
Right.
Okay.
So his goal is he wants to collect Asmat artwork for that museum, the Museum of Primitive Art,
Okay.
a museum that was founded by his own father, Nelson.
Okay.
These artifacts would later become the cornerstone of the Rockefeller wing of the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York.
Oh.
That came after his death, so that was much later.
All right.
So the disappearance, let's get into that. This is where it gets good. So November 17, 1961 is the day everything went wrong.
Okay.
So Michael is traveling by a 40-foot dugout canoe fitted with outriggers. It's the traditional vessel of the region. Like some people call it like a catamaran.
Yeah.
Something like that.
It's a canoe with like little floats on either side.
Exactly, yeah. His companions are a Dutch anthropologist, Renee Wessing, and two Asmat guides, so two locals.
Yeah.
Kind of know the area.
Two locals who are licking their chops, wanting to
Right.
chop off heads and eat bodies.
So they're crossing the Arafura Sea, heading toward the village of Atch. So around 6 a.m., the boat is swamped and capsizes in rough surf. So the waters there are real rough.
Sure.
So that's going to come into play later here. The two Asmat guides, they swim right away. They go to safety. They're just out of there. So Michael and Renee, the Dutch anthropologists, cling to the overturned boat, and they're adrift just waiting there.
Mm.
They remain like that for over a day through the night of November 17th and all through November 18th. So by the time Michael decides to swim, currents have likely pushed the wreck 10 miles or more offshore.
Sure.
So that's a long swim.
Yeah, dude,
So-
he's
so
he's
they're-
out to sea.
They're just hanging on the boat for a day and night.
Pretty
Just-
much, yeah. Out in the middle of this,
They couldn't swim to shore at that time? That's weird.
Well, I guess they were waiting for help.
Mm.
Maybe they thought those Asmat guys were going to get.
Go call for help or
Yeah.
Both of
some
them,
chefs.
both of them, never tiring, desperately wanting.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
They were running through the wet grass.
Mhm.
So the 10 miles is crucial because a lot of people say 3 miles, which that would obviously it's not as bad. Obviously, swimming 10 miles. That like some people report 3 miles, but most of the credible sources say 10 miles. If you look online about this,
Hmm.
at that distance, even a strong swimmer in calm waters would struggle at the 10-mile distance.
Sure.
So that makes a difference.
10 miles.
Can you
Yeah.
imagine?
Yeah, you would be struggling a little bit
I can
after
promise you, all three of us would be dead.
after
I can't swim
100
10
yards.
10 feet. Yeah.
All right.
So on the morning of November 19th, so this is the third day now, Michael makes a decision. He ties 2 empty jerry cans as flotation devices, and he takes his compass and a knife, and he says to Renee, I think I can make it. And he starts swimming. So
Okay.
he's gone. So while he's gone, Renee is rescued. I think it was within a day or within a few hours after he left. And he was survived clinging onto that boat. Michael's disappearance because of his family triggers one of the most largest searches in that region's history.
Sure.
Because they got the money, the power, everything.
Sure.
Ships, planes, Dutch military, they're all deployed across miles of coastline and jungle. His father, Nelson, flies to Dutch New Guinea personally. The conditions Michael swam into were brutal, shark-infested, strong currents, likely more than 10 miles, like we said, dense, hostile jungle, even if you made it.
Sure. And again, the guys that'll chop your head off and eat you.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
there's that. So after 9 to 12 days, the search is called off. And Michael Rockefeller, 23 years old at the time, is legally declared dead in 1964. So that's 3 years later.
Okay. That makes sense. Everything tracks.
Right.
This is the tragic story of some dude with too much money and too much time on his
Too
hands.
much, right?
Right.
So he could have drowned, but there's a darker theory,
No.
right?
Or he could have gotten eaten by sharks.
He could have. Yeah, he could have gotten eaten. Yeah, exactly. So what the Asmat knew. So for years after Michael's disappearance, there were rumors among missionaries and Dutch officials in that local area.
Mhm.
Some Asmat villagers reportedly spoke of a white man who arrived on shore. The Asmat had a complex and painful relationship with the Dutch colonial forces. In 1958, the Dutch killed like 5 Asmat men, and they were trying to basically take over the area at times. You know what I mean? So they wanted to make it like part of their territory. I
Sure.
guess, and so there was with the white man there was like definitely some history.
Shut up, honky.
Pretty much. So in Asmat culture, death demands revenge.
No.
So a cycle of payback killings that could take years to fulfill. So
Sure.
you kill one, we're kill one. One of those deals.
Vendetta.
So a lone white man washing ashore may have been an opportunity for retribution.
Sure, why
Like,
not?
oh, look at this. Delivered to us.
Yeah, they all look the same.
Right. Catholic missionaries, including Father Cornelius Van Kessel, heard testimony suggesting Michael was killed. So when they were over there visiting, they're hearing these stories and stuff.
I love that name, by the way.
What's that? Which one?
Cornelius.
Cornelius.
What a-
Don Cornelius.
Cornelius.
Hello, and welcome back to the Soul Dream.
That's right, man.
I
Welcome
am
back to
Don
Asmat.
Cornelius.
So Dutch authorities quietly investigated, but some researchers believe officials downplayed the findings to avoid international scandal.
Isn't it something like wasn't Apocalypse Now kind of like that?
Yeah.
The movie?
Yeah, because there was what was his name?
Marlon Brando?
Marlon Brando.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I guess he was like one of these guys in like Papua New Guinea type area.
Went and lived with them and stuff.
Yeah,
so
and he became like a ruler
Yep.
to the people.
Oh, shit, I didn't know that.
oh yeah, he had his
Apocalypse
own
Now
little,
was good. Yeah.
he had his own little clan in the jungle.
Mm-hmm.
I never, I
Not
mean, I
a-
saw the movie years ago. I don't
Not a
remember
Ku
it.
Klux Klan.
Right,
These
right.
are actual a clan.
Clan.
Right.
Yeah.
Did we do that movie?
No.
That's
We
a
haven't
good
done
one.
that
We should
yet.
definitely do that.
Yeah,
one.
Bobby D just passed away.
Yeah.
So 1969 comes. There's a journalist. So these are all rumors and stuff over the years. So this is like 8 years later. A journalist, Mill Macklin, travels to New Guinea to investigate. He speaks with villagers through interpreters and hears consistent accounts of a white man arriving on shore.
Hmm.
Also hears that a man was killed and his skull may have been kept as a trophy. In Asmat culture, trophy skulls were prized. Keeping the spirit of a powerful enemy was considered significant.
Sure.
Seriously
Like,
significant.
look what I did. I got back at that guy. Here's his head to
Here's
prove
his
it.
head, right? His investigation is inconclusive but deeply unsettling. He publishes his findings in The Search for Michael Rockefeller, 1972. So fast forward to 2014. Carl Hoffman enters the picture. This is a
Okay.
journalist. Journalist Carl Hoffman spends years in Asmat territory for his book, Savage Harvest.
Okay.
He gains access to previously sealed Dutch government documents.
Ooh.
The files reveal that Dutch authorities did investigate and witnesses did describe a white man coming ashore. Multiple Asmat elders independently gave matching accounts. A white man swam ashore near their village. He was killed by warriors for payback for the 1958 massacre.
Mm-hmm.
In accordance with the Asmat ritual, he was eaten.
Mm.
His skull was kept. Hoffman's conclusion, he argues the most likely explanation is that Michael reached the shore and was killed by warriors from that village. But no physical evidence has ever confirmed this. It's
Okay.
just from his talking to locals. No skull has ever been definitively identified. The Dutch sealed the investigation. The Rockefeller family was never told the full story.
Until at least like now.
Right.
Yeah.
Or maybe maybe like 11 years ago.
Yeah, 2014, let's just say.
But for like the first story theories are when the man swims away. I mean, there's only a few things that could happen.
Right.
Yeah.
In a big old jungle.
Right.
Right.
Like
I mean, it could have been another white man they're talking about.
Yeah.
I'm sure. Who knows?
Because everybody hangs out there. White guys.
You don't even know.
There.
You don't know. So this is where the evidence points. So this is what researchers have actually found. Over the decades, investigators have combed through missionary reports, Dutch colonial files, and direct interviews with the Asmat elders. The 2014 work by Hoffman brought the most rigorous analysis. They took the villagers and what the Dutch had and put it all together.
This guy went deep.
Yep. Over the years, there were rumors of a photograph showing a white man living with the Asmat have circulated online.
See, okay, hold on. How in the hell is a tribe of cannibals?
Mm-hmm.
How the hell did they get who are probably running around with Adam and Eve?
Yeah.
Garb on. and
Garb.
shit, Yeah.
How the hell did they get a camera?
Well, there's people that go over there and take pictures. You know what I mean? Like he was.
Oh,
like
that's fair. I'm an ass. Yeah, he went over for some of the collectibles
Mhm.
so,
There's many other like that, I guess, that do this type of stuff, but who
that don't
knows?
get eaten.
I don't
Right.
want your photograph.
So there was those photos and stuff going around online, but these have been traced to misidentified missionaries, anthropologists, in some cases, albino tribespeople. So they got these pictures that are like grainy.
Sure.
You can't really tell for sure.
And again, those white folk, they all look alike.
They do pretty much.
Grainy white folk.
Yeah.
So there's two theories that serious researchers accept, and that's that he drowned, the family's belief, and it's still plausible. So all that is
shit.
Right.
and that he was, and then the theory too is that he reached shore and was killed. So
Yeah.
most people don't think that he reached the shore and was living amongst them, and there was that whole
10 miles in rough seas is a long way, bro.
right.
Yeah, your exhaustion, you get carried away, you die, you roll up on shore somewhere dead, some animal eats you, and that's pretty much the end of the
Pretty
story.
much.
Yeah.
So that's the second theory, either that he drowned or he did reach the shore and was killed by the local village people. So that's what we're left with. Michael Rockefeller swam into the Arafura Sea November 19, 1961. He was 23 years old. He was never seen again. He was declared legally dead in 1964. His skull, if Hoffman is right, that's the guy writing that book,
Yeah.
may still exist somewhere in the Asmat region. And the truth, if there is one, is still out there, locked in the memory of a jungle that doesn't give up its secrets too easily.
Right, right. I mean, does anybody still talk to the Asmats?
You know what? I don't know. Like that 2014 was the last that guy, was writing that book. I did hear a story about them finding, I guess somebody went over there and filmed footage from like the 60s and sealed it and never looked at it. And that's where some of those photographs were pulled from, that
Yeah.
there was a white man living over there.
Yep.
And I think that's where the rumors of all that, like that he went back and started living that life.
I'm
That
thinking
one
somebody could go in, find the, hey, Asmat people, show me your skulls, and then
Right.
just start scraping for DNA.
Yeah, and see if they can find out who's
Right.
is who.
I think they would probably have them in a little
Like a shrine
area,
or
like
something.
their church type
It's a,
area.
yeah, it's a trophy case.
Yeah, that would be there for centuries. It would still be there if they had it.
Yeah.
I think I like the glowing stone from Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. Like it was in that Indian village there. That it was in the center, of the equivalent of their church.
Yes,
Right.
yes.
It's crazy to think though, like number one, like we talked about in the beginning, when you're that rich, I guess you just like you have everything, so you just want to do something different. So you do something like this. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like I don't know, this guy could have been on a Caribbean island or something.
My
swimming.
something different would be like getting a Bugatti,
Right,
as
yeah,
opposed
yeah.
to another
Yeah,
Mercedes.
this guy's just throwing his life away.
Yeah, look, guys, if you got that kind of money, you're probably not listening to us right now, but
Yeah.
Right.
there's no need to do that kind
Yeah,
of
don't
stuff.
go to the Amstads
hmm
No.
But like a lot of people,
or Asmat. I'm sorry.
Asmat.
Yeah, as
people.
Matt or as John or as Dave.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people, they go with that theory that he got eaten and stuff like that.
Sure.
So I mean, it was like not like it's not like it's like that far from reality.
No,
guess
I mean
what they do.
you're going to go with the juicier story.
right.
Like, but hell, if you can't prove it either way, and if I got a choice between the guy drowned or the guy made it to shore and got eaten alive, I'll take the eaten alive.
Yeah, like I don't even like going to Philly, let alone
No,
like going to
no, it's bad.
That
down to like
Philly's-
New Guinea or anything like that. But I hear stories like this with people that do this, and I just can't. I saw a thing on YouTube. It came up in my reels, or not? It wasn't YouTube. It might have been TikTok. And this guy sails the Pacific with like no GPS, no anything. I guess he just uses it. And I'm thinking, I mean, he does it and like does videos about it.
Sure.
I'm thinking like these people just, and like the guy you talked about in the last episode with climbing,
Mhm.
like you're just like, well, let me see how close I can get to.
to death. How
To
much I
death.
can cheat it before I actually do die.
Yeah, this
Right.
is almost like an adrenaline junkie
That's what
story.
I think of. I mean, maybe he was just very interested in this because these people are living like it's hundreds of years ago,
Yeah.
thousands of years ago, even.
Well, I mean, either way, like I don't care if it's the Asmats or if it's in Philly. You're taking your life into your own
You are
hands.
taking you are.
That fentanyl is vicious, man.
Dude, welcome to the jungle is
the
right.
fentanyl
You-
is mean.
You need that hazmat suit.
Yes.
But I thought it was an interesting story.
I
Like I
liked it.
said, I just trip off this guy that all that money and that's But hey, to each their own.
I don't think kids today are doing that though.
No.
You usually see them what they put on TikToks with like 5 Rolexes on in the middle of their private jet with just cash thrown out.
Pretty
Like
much.
that's what they do now.
Yeah.
If you have a lot of money, I wouldn't do that.
No, hell no. So that's my deal. Who wants to go next?
I guess we follow in the same flow.
Go ahead, man.
Go with it.
All right, yeah. I just wanted to touch on my girl Britney Spears.
Oh, Brittany. What's she up to?
Leave Brittany alone.
Yeah, poor thing. Going through some trouble.
Yeah, what's up with her?
As of late. Well, you got to figure, I guess she was raised with what, like the Mickey Mouse Club back in what, like the 90s.
Yeah.
Ryan Gosling and her.
Yeah, Ryan Gosling. There was JT, Justin Timberlake.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Bunch of them. So, I mean, we really don't know.
Wait a second.
Well,
Ryan Gosling was in the Disney Club?
Yeah.
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 I had no idea.
Yeah, he was in there.
Not like Annette Funicello or any of them back
No,
in.
that was
No.
way back in the
Yeah.
day.
Oh, okay.
Like when our dads were growing up. Yeah, not them. They had like a new Mickey Mouse Club back. We weren't in it. We
No,
were a
we
little
missed it.
older. Yeah.
Look,
Yeah.
not for nothing. I preferred Kids Incorporated.
K-I.
We're the kids in
DS.
America. Oh,
No.
is that Kids Incorporated? No.
Kids Incorporated.
K-I-D-S. Yeah.
Kids
Ah.
in.
Is that Canadian?
Looks like we
No.
made it.
We're Kids
Kids
Incorporated.
Incorporated.
Yeah. Nice.
I'm drawing a blank on that.
Mm.
Really, that would have been our time.
What was the one in Canada with Alana
Square
Morissette
Pegs?
and all that?
Ooh,
Was that Square Pegs?
could have been Square Pegs.
Mm-mm. There was one that was in Canada, I remember, because she was on it, and I forget who else.
Wait, Square Pegs was just a show.
Yeah, that was with the girl from Sex and the City.
Mm.
Matthew Broderick's wife.
Yep.
Right. Well, anyway. I don't
Anyway.
wanna blow you
Yeah.
off with that.
Yeah, no. But Brittany, so yeah, she grew up not like many, like none of us really, unless you were like a child actor, child star.
Mhm.
But so as she's growing up, she's making this money and stuff. Like we just said, the Mickey Mouse Club.
Mhm.
But I believe she kind of had like maybe a messed up childhood. So they started seeing like little things, and she had that where she's wearing the Catholic school outfit, all
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Jumper.
One more
Yeah.
time, baby, one more time.
Yeah,
all
hit
that.
me, baby, one more time.
Yeah.
So this girl's growing up, has everything handed to her, great life. But as she gets older, like I think her dad started noticing her like just being different,
Right.
and not being able to handle money, not being able to like handle herself around crowds and things like that. So they kind of, I don't know what it's called, but when the parents take over whatever earnings you have.
Yeah.
It's like a
You see that all the
receivership.
time with,
Yeah.
with these child actors.
Yes. So a few years back, I don't know if anybody remembers the Free Britney
Yeah.
and all that action going on.
Leave Britney alone.
Yes, and that was basically for her to have the rights of her own money and
Okay.
everything else, because her dad and mom were the ones watching over it. I think her dad and mom split up, like many families that happens.
Right.
But then the dad, I guess, took what's it called? Ship? What kind of ship?
So I think a receivership, but it's
Receivership.
it's not necessarily that.
Mm-hmm.
But like, so around where we live, we got dumbasses who elect dumbass people to run things like school boards in cities. And then those school boards in cities go bankrupt or get real jacked up.
Mm-hmm.
So then the responsible parties need to step in and fix what everybody else fucked up. And that's called receivership.
So I think that's kind of what her dad had, is like her, just so she couldn't fuck shit up on her own, like
Right.
being a 17, 18, 19, 20-year-old kid.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, buying 4 different types of vehicles, when you can only drive one, or buying 3 houses at the time where you're 20 years old, you only need 1 house right now.
For sure.
So they took it over, like the judges were saying, hey, this girl's she don't know what she's doing right now. The dad had it. So the big Free Britney thing's going on. They decide to free Britney, give her all her money back. So she started doing a lot of weird stuff. People saw, she's
Shaving
like,
her head and all that.
yeah, and then she's like dancing on TV with knives and
Oh, yeah, I saw that too.
and she does these, like, my wife follows her on TikTok or whatever it is, and she shows me these dances that she does, but the girl's kind of like out of her mind.
Sure.
And I know she was married, she has 2 kids, but the kids, I don't think they're with the ex that she had. Because
Kevin
I think-
Federline or whatever.
Yeah, because she's not able to really take care of the kids. So going on with her life, I guess she just got hit with a DUI and is driving under the influence, but they don't know. It wasn't alcohol. They don't think it was
Drugs.
some sort of drugs. So they're going to let her go, but then they found these pills and stuff in her car. The pills are not, to her name.
They're
No
not
prescription.
prescription.
Yes, they are not the pills that they say they are, the pills in the pill bottle.
I see.
So they're going through all that. But just looking back and you try to see like these people or these kids that make money or these kids that grow up childhood actors, I don't think it's as a beautiful life as some people think it is.
Absolutely
man.
not, yeah.
Look
And,
what happened to Corey. What's his name?
Corey Haim and Corey Feldman's another example.
Which one's still alive?
Corey Feldman.
Okay, so the story of Corey Haim is awful.
Mhm.
Well, they
Just
said
awful.
those
he
two-
died broke as shit,
Yes, and I think that's what happens is you grow up with so much.
like homeless broke or bum broke. I
Yeah.
hate that goddamn term, homeless.
Yeah.
But they were saying there was a lot of like pedophilia and stuff in that whole era.
Oh, I
Because
believe it. Yeah.
they would
For
bring
sure.
these kids in, 13, 14, 15.
Hanging out with Michael Jackson.
Yes, hanging out with these people with a ton of money. And they're just like, hey, let me give you this. So they're hooked on drugs by the time they're like 15, 16 years old.
Yeah, for sure.
Doing stuff for roles,
Think of like just off the top of your head, try to think of a child actor that turned out kind of relatively normal. I mean, it's hard. Like, I guess like Jason Bateman, was he in stuff when he was younger? And,
Bateman was in
Silver Spoons.
yes.
but you look at like Drew Barrymore, like she had some stories of stuff she went through, and I mean she's doing well now, I guess.
I'm looking around the pictures here in the basement, and I'm reminded. I'm looking at Michael Anthony Hall.
Oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. How's he doing?
I mean, he's okay. He still acts. He still does stuff, but
They don't really talk much about childhood acting, though. No.
I'm just thinking of as we mentioned in the one episode, it's still stuck in my head, the closing theme to the Jeffersons. So I'm sorry for the way reach on this.
Hey,
but
no, there's no reach.
I think of the closing theme on the Jeffersons, and that's the song that you would essentially hear if you were sitting in that bar with Gary and Wyatt when they're getting all drunk with the everybody.
The jazzy guys.
Yeah. He ain't even got a license, Lisa.
Yeah,
That's great.
That
That
is a
is
good
great.
one. But yeah, these actors, and they a lot of times have issues and stuff.
Who was the other the guy that played Iron Man?
Robert Downey Jr.
Robert Downey Jr. was one
too. You
too.
could go down the list of
his
the Brat
career.
Pack.
All of them, they all had problems with drugs, problems with alcohol, problems with
You had Rob Lowe with that sex tape in the late 80s.
Forgot about that.
Sheen.
Oh, yeah.
Sheen was all kinds of screwed up.
Sheen.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's not
Tiger Blood.
when you're that young. And
Well, Tiger
you're-
Woods, he's another
Tiger
one.
Woods.
Growing up.
You're not meant to be that
Good
serious
segue.
when you're a kid. I don't think. Like you have to have
No.
a childhood, and I think so. I mean, at least that's what I think.
Look, when you're exposed to, not for nothing, anyone could make the same argument for NFL players. I think especially NFL players. Like when you are held in an almost revered position at such a young age, and you're receiving tons of money and all of this other shit and praise and acclaim. Like that's not how typical life works. It just doesn't.
No.
So something's bound to snap. Something there is the propensity for that to happen. Something's going to happen.
You got to be humbled sometimes.
Yeah, man.
But that was just touching on that, like we were talking about, like interesting things or stuff just to say, and you were talking about the Rockefellers, these people with this kind of money. And I think from a young age, if you don't know exactly what money is, or like growing up, all of us had jobs. We had jobs at, working at Burger King or working at Giant. I was working dishwashers at
McDonald's.
a little Brady's restaurant, washing dishes at 15, 14 years old. But coming from that to these people that at 14, 15 are going to parties, like you said, with Prince and Michael Jackson.
Massive celebrities, massive money.
Yes, and this is just something that's normal for you. I don't think it sounds as great as people say it might be.
Because you reach your peak at like that age, and then life is only going to go downhill.
It's only full of disappointment thereafter.
Pretty much.
But yeah, for anybody, when you're listening and you think about like, oh, how great this person must have it, or how great it must be to be that popular, or just think about not even being able to like get a ticket to go see something at a movie theater and not have 80 people like wanting to talk to you or get your autograph.
Yeah, I know.
So it's kind of like with us with this podcast. I mean, we're out there. Sometimes we wear disguises.
You got to.
We have to.
We really don't.
With this level of stardom.
Yeah, and it's hard. And I just wanted to get that off my chest.
I have to grow my hair out so I don't look.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. I look like Jesus sometimes with my wig.
It has its perks.
Yeah,
It
it's
has
perks
its
and privileges,
downside.
but also a lot of downside to it. So yeah, just want to talk about that. And
So let's hope Brittany's doing all right.
I'm rooting for her. I'm rooting for you, Britt.
Free
I think
Brit.
we all are.
All right. Well, that's something for Brittany, but I'm not even butter. I guess I'm just moving on to this dude I ran across.
Who do you got there?
Well, it is serendipitous or very coincidental that Dave talked about a disappearance. I have an other disappearance, though later not a disappearance. So this is the story of Joshua Maddox, Maddux, not like Gary Maddox, Maddux.
UX.
This is UX. So Josh Vernon Maddox was born March 9th, 1990. He lived in the Woodland Park, Colorado, in the Pine National Forest area.
Okay.
Oh, beautiful out there.
Yeah. Parents were divorced, so Josh lived with his father, Mike, and two sisters, Kate and Ruth. So just this guy was a lanky dude, 6 foot tall, weighed 150 pounds.
Wow.
I know. Can you imagine?
Eat some potatoes.
Have a bowl of soup, dude.
Yeah.
The Asmat would not like him.
No. They're eating chicken wings.
Right, basically.
The equivalent of a chicken wing. So long blonde hair, whatever. Normal kid, though, had plenty of friends, ton of friends. Then came May 8th, 2008. He's 18 years old. Left his home for a short walk, something he regularly did. And he never returned.
What?
Never came home.
How old was he at this point?
18.
18.
So he's an adult.
100%. 100% an adult. Several days went on. No contact. Josh's father reports him missing. So the family initially believes he just may have gone camping or just left town, maybe voluntarily. Well, I mean, so
that's what people are like. Oh, I think he just went to a friend's house.
Well, now think about it, though. I mean, this is whatever. This is a family that's grown up in the woods.
And this is 2008.
Yeah, this is 08. I mean, look, I know it's not the way we grew up, where a kid goes missing for a couple of days, then you start asking the questions.
Right.
But out there, I mean, he was prone to just like the dude, liked the woods, liked walking around, liked the nature.
Might just want to get away for a little bit, or
sure.
Yeah.
So again, for a while, they just thought, oh, he must have gone camping, or maybe he's doing fucking drugs with his friends. Who knows? Whatever, hanging out, drinking. Who cares? This kid's having a good time. Maybe he went on senior week to the lake.
Could have been.
The lake.
Who knows?
Right.
So, right. The guy was very prone to go camping, spending nights outdoors. Like that was a regular habit for him. So the search starts. Family and authorities combing the woods, looking all over the place. His father's checking homeless shelters, that's bum shelters,
You're right,
and campgrounds across Colorado, hoping that Josh is alive. Hoping. 7 years would go by with no confirmed sightings. And then came August 7th, 2015. Chuck Murphy, a property developer, was demolishing an abandoned rundown cabin less than a mile from Josh's home. This is, again, a cabin in the woods.
Less than a mile.
A cabin in the woods. There's cabins all over the woods.
right.
This guy was like, well, shit, man, I'm not making any money off it. Animals are jacking it up.
Just knock it down.
There's holes in the roof. Like, it's literally falling apart. I'm going to develop the dirt. So as he's tearing the cabin down, he discovers a mummified body inside the chimney, that of a young man.
Santa Claus.
Yeah. This is a young man. He's cramped into a fetal position with his legs above his head. So to give you a better picture of this, he's upside down.
Like the birthing
Like he was trying to go down in it. And then he's just curled up in a ball, head down, knees are up by his shoulders and head.
Head down, knees up.
That's right. Yeah. Glasses on, hair down. So there was, on this mummified body, there's no signs of trauma. There's no broken bones, no knife marks, no bullet holes. The body was soon confirmed to be that of Joshua Maddox.
Wow.
Now they speculate, at the time they had speculated that Josh climbed down the chimney and got stuck in the brickwork. And he appeared to he was trying to gain access into this.
Use the door or the window.
Right. He was just trying to get into this cabin. So initially, it was concluded that the most likely cause of death was hypothermia.
Got in there and froze to death.
Yeah. So if you think about it, so malnutrition or lack of food, whatever the hell that's called, that's going to take a week at least. Then you got dehydration, which could be like 3 days. This would have happened like quickly, like over a night.
Right.
And you're in Colorado at the time.
Freezing temperatures.
Like at the time, they actually looked back and it got below negative 20 degrees, like the night that the night he went missing.
And the stone fireplace wasn't helping with the warmth.
Not at all.
No.
Not at all. So there was a problem though with that initial discovery or that initial assessment, and this was immediately, kind of rethought. So that chimney that they allege, or the guy at the time, the investigator alleged that he climbed down, was actually fitted with a wire mesh at the top
Yeah.
to keep out animals, debris, whatever, keep that shit out of the chimney. that metal was still there when they were demolishing the chimney.
Huh.
So to be clear, the top of the chimney had metal mesh over the top of it.
It was not disturbed.
I'm sorry, the stone chimney had metal mesh over the top of it.
Right.
Correct. Still there. Also, there was a large wooden breakfast bar that had been ripped from the wall in the kitchen and dragged over to block the chimney from inside the cabin.
Oh.
So the base of the chimney, the part where you put the wood in,
Was blocked.
that's blocked. And there's this wire mesh over the top of it. So thirdly, Josh was found inside the chimney naked except for just a thin shirt. And all of his clothes that he had been wearing were found neatly folded inside the cabin.
That's murderous.
It is. So the revised autopsy report said that the cause of death was either accidental death, murder, or undetermined causes. And this mystery remains unsolved.
That is wild. Like somebody maybe kidnapped him and did that.
Who knows?
But even to get in that way is weird because it would, like you said, it would be as you were trying to get down, but maybe he was trying to crawl.
Or what if he got in there, got stuck, and somebody put the metal mesh in afterwards? They were working on the cabin.
That's too much work.
Didn't know he was in there.
Maybe. I mean, there's a lot of things possible here.
That's just weird, though.
Yeah.
Like that there was no real leads or anything. You know what I mean? Nobody knows anything. Just kid went missing and ended up in there.
Well, seems like somebody killed him. Some crazy hunter guy or something.
I mean, it could go in so many different directions. If it's me, I'm putting my money on somebody strangled him, did something,
Dumped his body in there.
Jammed his body from the inside up, just kept pushing him up there with like a stick or something.
Yeah.
Right. And his head was down.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah, so it was pushing him in because then your body would.
Yep.
It's a lot of weight to push up. You would think he'd come in from the top.
Maybe it was
there.
a Sasquatch.
Could have been.
Maybe.
But the fact that there was mesh on the top and that breakfast bar was pushed up in front of
they were blocking
the fireplace. Yeah.
They don't want him coming back out of. I don't know how he would have got out of there anyway.
And how do you find folded clothes inside the damn place?
See, that's a murder.
That's a murder, bro.
Somebody's crazy. And usually when you got like that crazy strength, like that weird murder strength,
Oh, sure.
you'd probably be able to do that no sweat because you're in the middle of
Crazy town.
Yeah.
It's probably a woman.
Yeah.
Everything was folded.
What's that? Is it, baby,
Yeah.
come, my baby. You're my sugar pie, cutie, baby. Isn't that crazy town?
Yeah, crazy town.
You're my butterfly.
Yeah, sugar baby. Yeah,
Yes.
that song. Yes. Crazy town.
Yeah, crazy town.
That's what was going on in that cabin.
Yeah.
Yeah, the folded laundry just seems odd to me.
It's
Like,
murder
why would
shit,
you do
man.
that?
That's because you're crazy.
I don't know.
Mm.
How'd you come across this one?
Dude, again, random shit.
Just
The
saw it
same way
somewhere.
Matt came across Britney Spears.
Yeah,
dude.
Brittany's
Yeah,
just
popped up
random.
in your
yeah,
thing.
The same way you came across the Rockefeller dude.
Oh yeah,
Lawn chair Larry.
Lawn chair Larry.
Lawn chair Larry.
and the Jeep.
Yep.
Could be.
Booming and a booming.
Maybe he was flying with balloons.
Yeah.
and fell
Booming
in
in
there
his
to the top. That was cool though, man.
Yeah,
It was
man.
wild.
It's-
And we'll never. I guess we won't know. Are they working on it? Or they closed it. They're
Oh, that
like
got to be closed.
I mean, it's still left as unsolved. What that
Yeah.
means relative to somebody still investigating, I don't know.
Probably
I think
not,
at this point you've got like armchair investigators.
That's what they call a cold case.
Yeah,
That's a cold case.
I should also mention that 2 years earlier, before Josh disappeared, on June 1st, 2006, Josh's older brother, Zachary, committed suicide a week before his high school graduation.
Oh man, that's wild.
It's tough.
Parents having, that's tough.
Yeah. So the father, Mike, lost two sons. He had 4
Jeez.
kids, both boys gone.
That's
It does beg
nuts.
the question, one, did Josh truly die of suicide?
Right. Yeah.
It could have been like,
Maybe
Maybe the
Mike just
dad-
wanted 2 daughters. He
yeah,
didn't
maybe
want-
the dad's involved.
Nah, I don't know. Can't
Who
really-
knows? You'll never know.
You'll never know.
You don't even know.
Yeah, it was cool though, man.
Yeah,
I
man.
dig it. I like.
Dig it.
I thought you were having a.
Dig it in the chimney. Dig it.
That's right. Maybe on the next time we do this. I thought there was a name you threw out.
There's another one.
Yeah.
Wait. I mean, I got him. I'm ready
Oh, wait,
to go.
we have 3. Would that be on the next one then?
Wait,
yeah,
no.
yeah.
What do you got one? Let's do this.
What?
You got one?
No, I was going to talk about a father in Italy. Not a father like anybody's dad, but like like a priest.
I'm intrigued.
Really?
Yes.
You guys okay. Hold on a second. His name is Father Amorth, Gabriele Amorth, and he is an Italian Catholic priest lived in like the Roman area, Rome.
Yeah, the Vatican.
The Vatican type area.
Like current day?
Well, no, he actually died a couple years ago. He was 91.
Okay, so that's current day, relatively speaking.
A band called that, Amon Amarth or something.
Yeah, Father Amorth.
Yeah.
Is there really?
Yeah.
Like heavy metal?
Amon Amarth.
Okay, well, they probably call themselves this because this guy was, Pope John Paul came to him, like 60 years ago, and said he wanted him to be the exorcist priest for the Vatican, for the Roman, what is that called?
Diocese?
Yes. So actually throughout the United States, usually there is exorcists. Like
ours is Father Zeta, by the way.
Father Zeta from Holy Name?
I don't know if he was there. Father Zeta was at St. Catherine's. And then I think he moved on. He went on to the St. Anne's Byzantine instead of Roman Catholic. He went on to Byzantine Catholic. So he was the obviously the priest there for the longest time. But he is for damn sure he is the Diocese of Harrisburg's exorcist.
Yeah. So there is these priests out there that are, the bishop comes to them and says, I need you to do this for me. And now with a lot that we know about today, back thousands of years ago, a crazy person possessed by the devil. And today with this Father Amorth, I guess people wanted to see this man or meet this man so much that they thought that people were acting like they were possessed. Just so he could bless them. And then the guy that made The Exorcist, the
director,
or
the guy that wrote the book,
the director.
Oh, okay.
So he went there to meet this Father Amorth. They became friends, and Amorth was telling him a little bit about these exorcisms that he does, and they actually did one together. And this was this lady, and I guess she was going through like 6th or 7th exorcism.
Dang.
So. But then,
she's just a demon whore.
But that's the whole thing. It's like you seen them and they had family gathering around, and the thing looked like if we would try to do an exorcism in your basement.
Right.
It didn't look real. It looked really fake, and they were trying to
next episode.
Yeah, they were trying to build it up, but then they talked to him too, and he was saying, and you could see genuinely he was talking about like I was afraid, and this was something that happened 40 years ago, and it was in a poor town. But then again, is it people? Is it psychosis? Is it people acting that way? But if you look at Catholicism too, there was a place that they would go, and it was these steps. They called it to Pontius Pilate's apartment, and they're made of complete marble. And today, like they grease the steps, and you have to get up them on your knees. So what they were showing this, and it was a little thing that was on YouTube, and it's about Father Amorth. If anybody wants to go check it out, it's like 40 minutes. But they show all these like old ladies trying to get up these steps, which they oil.
They're sliding down.
So they're like, we're here, and like they're filming it for like 5 minutes. It's like little kids are like falling down. These old people trying to get up the steps on their knees.
They're just on a pilgrimage, man. And
exactly.
They're being kept down by the grease monkey.
But it's something with Catholics. Like we really are driven to these things. Or like there's a Mary who has like a tear of blood or whatever. Or no, was it like water that was coming down her one eye? Looked like she was crying for years. But I guess it was just like the pipes.
The shrine.
It's really humid in there.
The pipes were just like behind it and I guess dripping down. But
there was a Curb Your Enthusiasm like that.
Yeah.
Was there?
That. He went into the bathroom. There was like a picture of him, and he was peeing, and something got in his eye, and he started peeing all over the wall and over the picture, and then they thought it was crying, but it was just he pissed on it or whatever. I forget what it was a picture of.
I mean, there's all kinds of those miracle locations in the Catholic faith, right? So the first one that comes to my mind is Lourdes.
Our Lady of Lourdes.
So yeah, that's right. So in Lourdes, France, Lourdes.
Not the singer.
No.
Correct. Yeah. There was a Bernadette, now Saint Bernadette. This was the first appearance to her of what later became Our Lady of Fatima. And this is where Mary appeared to her and was saying this, that, and the other thing is going to happen. Predicted World War I, I think, or World War II. World War I. She dug a hole, and all of a sudden, like this water came out of it, or water appeared in a place that never, ever, ever could have had water. Now that this magical spring, like people go there, and it's like not the fountain of youth, but it's like healing properties, all kinds of wild shit like that. So yeah, I mean those things totally exist for at least for for the righteous, for the faithful. Like,
Yes.
they certainly believe that this is the place to go. This is a holy place.
We also try to find not we as us three here, but
Not that Pontius Pilate. Now that's shocking about Pontius Pilate because he was far from holy.
yes, very true. But they were saying about the steps or to his apartment. I don't know. It was something with
Maybe it's wanting to be like in line with the to suffer in any way you
suffer how
possibly
God,
can.
with your knees or whatever.
Yeah.
But us as Catholics also we like to take like off of dead things. Be like, can I get a little bit of that hair?
Sure.
Right.
How about you cut a little bit of that chin bone off for me? I want to put that in
Like a
little piece of glass.
That is
Piece of
indeed a relic.
But but this Father Amorth, I guess they do want to make him a saint eventually. And watching this, he just seemed like a really cool, like holy. Like I don't think he was even a priest until like in his 30s.
That's crazy, yeah.
Like,
but there's a band called Amon, Amon, I think it is. Amorth.
Amorth.
I wonder
Okay.
if it's connected. I don't know.
It might be. That's something to look into. But
Yeah.
just an interesting little thing I saw on YouTube. So every once in a while, I'll delve into
yeah, go down a rabbit hole.
Yeah. But I just found it interesting. If you guys get a minute, go ahead and check it out. Father Amorth.
And what you got, man?
This is
Rock
so
on.
wild. This is so wild. So, I mean, I know we might have mentioned the names of these guys before we got together to record this,
Mm-hmm.
but I didn't look into any of them at all.
What do you
So-
mean?
No idea who that was.
No idea who that is, and so,
Oh.
and I mean, I had no idea who you were going to be talking
Yeah,
about.
I didn't really
Right,
look into. I seen it. I don't want to like delve into
You don't wanna
anything about
ruin
him. Yeah.
Wanted to edge you.
It is strangely coincidental. Some may say serendipitous that Matt just got done talking about an Italian guy, and Dave mentioned what's his name, Rockefeller, who had a twin sister, Mary, that the two were inseparable growing up. Which brings me to my final guy that I happened to run across. As we have talked so many times on this show, at this age, nostalgia really kicks in. Hell, we were just together yesterday and we were talking about old CDs.
Mm-hmm.
So on the back of Alice in Chains' self-titled 1995 album, this is after Facelift, whatever, after Dirt, I think too. This one had the singles "Heaven Beside You" and "Again." On the back of that album cover is a picture of none other than Frank Lentini.
Oh yeah, that guy. I remember him.
Frank
Talking about him.
Lentini. This guy is awesome. So,
We
the hell-
talked about him before, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Did we?
Lentini. I
Yeah.
think so.
We
yeah.
did?
Like-
Yeah.
Oh well, shit. Well, I'm going to talk about him
Yes,
again.
please.
Plays drums or something like that.
No, he does not play drums.
Frank Lentini. He was.
So
He was the
Frank-
studio drummer.
Yeah, he was the studio drummer for the back of Alice in Chains'
Yes.
album. No, indeed. Oh, so the front of that album has a picture of a three-legged dog.
Yes.
That's I know.
So that self-titled album has a three-legged dog on the front. So Frank Lentini was born May 18th in 1889. So this is Francesco. Hey, Francesco Lentini.
Right.
He was born in Rossellini, Sicily.
Oh,
He was the fifth of 12 children.
ain't nothing much to do then.
Now, Frank was unique. So certainly some might say any child is a blessing. His parents, however, initially thought he was a curse. His parents were disgraced by this birth at the time, and he was initially given to his aunt. Like, hey, look, we don't want this kid. You got to take care of this kid. Though later he was returned and accepted by his parents. It didn't take too long. Again, this cursed kid at just 4 months old, he was already being examined by medical specialists all across the land. And what made him so special, you ask? Frank Lentini was born with a co-joined parasitic twin that was attached at the base of his spine. So a co-joined, certainly you understand what that means.
Basket case. Yeah.
So co-joined.
yeah.
They are merged together.
Mhm.
They are merged together. Did you say basket case?
The movie.
It was a movie, yeah.
Not familiar.
Oh yeah.
So he was, so this thing, this twin was attached to him, and it was again attached at the base of his spine. So the parasitic is, think of parasite. They have to feed off of one another.
Each other. Yeah.
A symbiotic
But
relationship.
the other was not living. It was just
Well, we'll find out.
hair and stuff.
Well, was it hair and stuff?
I don't know.
It wasn't.
I don't know.
In fact, no, it was, and it wasn't it wasn't a whole second person. But this co-joined twin, or what was left of it after the birth in the womb, like it must have died, but part of it fused to his spine.
Mutation.
Right.
This ultimately left Frank with 16 toes, 4 feet, 3 legs, and 2 dicks.
Wow. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. If I think I brought up when you talked about it that he could be good at the drums. So he do like the double pedal.
That's why. Okay. All right. Now I get it. Yeah.
Guy from Meshuggah.
Yeah.
So how do you have 16 toes, 4 feet, 3 legs, and 2 dicks? So you got your 2 regular legs with 2 feet. He had one, his third leg that was.
Is that one of his dicks?
No, his third leg was sticking out of his spine, and on that third leg were 2 feet. One at the end of it, which was a club foot, and then the 4th foot was coming out of the side of his knee.
It's like AI.
It's something. So anyway,
You want to come up with Frank to get a pizza? Okay, follow me.
just imagine him throwing pizzas up in the air. So by age 5, he could straighten his third leg, but he couldn't walk on it. You're not walking on that third leg. But he could, however, use it to kick footballs.
Wow.
Amazing
Got
person.
drafted.
He would run up to the football and then jump in the air and kick it with his third leg
ball.
from
I want to kick the ball. I kick the ball for you.
So, at 8 years old, he and his family immigrated to the United States, and of all things, he joined the circus.
Really?
I thought you were gonna say
That's
join the NFL.
no.
Dude, listen. Now, I look at this as very inspirational here.
It is.
This guy took what would otherwise be considered a handicap or something like that, or a disfigurement, or you pick the appropriate adjective, and he turned it into a job.
Yeah, that's like a big. That's a big draft pick on the circus.
Yeah. Well, he's probably with our boy, the Lobster Boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm drafting the guy with 2 dicks.
Yeah.
So he branded himself the Great Lentini, or he was branded as the Great Lentini, and then later the 3-legged football player. He swiftly became a star performer in all the major circuses. Ringling Brothers, Barnum and Bailey, Buffalo Bills, Wild West Show. He ended up going on to perform for 40 years.
That's amazing.
Damn.
Becoming one of the most famous sideshow entertainers of the area and widely respected by his peers.
This dude probably had a lot of hot girlfriends.
Oh, yeah.
I can
The 3
imagine.
legs?
Yeah.
I'm not sure because he married Teresa Murray in 1907, which would have put him at 18 years old.
Okay.
They went on to have 4 kids: Josephine, Ned, Frank Jr., and James.
None of them with
3 legs.
3 legs. Or
No. They were all born with all the right appendages.
Okay.
Yeah. They separated, however, in 1935. And then he got married again to his second wife, Helen Shoup, who was his that was his wife till he died in 1966. He died in Jackson, Tennessee at the age of 77 of lung failure.
Okay. So he did have children. So does one?
In addition to 16 toes, 4 feet, 3 legs, and 2 dicks, he had 4 children.
Do you? Is there like one dick that can make the babies and one that's just shooting blank dick, or is or both?
You need to know that I did as much research on that one part as possible.
Couldn't find that.
No.
But I wonder if we're both
shared.
fully loaded, like ready for action.
Right.
I mean, that'd be.
I don't know.
You could do porn.
Yeah,
He
for
would've
sure.
been- Oh, yeah.
He's his own dildo.
Basically.
He's
So
just, yeah.
If
Wow.
you got to go twice,
Yeah.
you finish and then go again.
Finish and go again. Yeah, he could do like 2 movies at once.
I wonder. Like,
We'll
I mean,
never
if
know.
he got the leg to work, he could kick
Right.
a football with that third leg. Maybe he got that, second Johnson to work.
The work and go out.
Yeah, I own that. It was a CD actually, not the tape, but yeah, I never noticed that.
Yeah.
On the back. I know the front when you said about the dog. I
3-leg
definitely
dog,
recognize that, yeah. I guess if I can go just real quick with a third guy.
It's never real
And this
quick.
guy makes me laugh. So there's a content creator named White Folks. He's from like deep down south. This white guy grew up in like an all-black neighborhood. He just passed away in a motorcycle accident.
The deep south.
The deep south. But you got to check this guy out. Like you can find him on like TikTok. And
Like
different videos.
Louisiana deep south, Georgia deep south.
He's from I think from like Tennessee, Memphis,
Okay,
Tennessee area.
okay.
I think so. But he does these little skits and videos. He was a comedian and stuff. But he grew up like in a black neighborhood. This white guy. They call him White Folks. That's his stage name. But he had this one line.
One guy, but they call him plural.
White Folks.
Okay.
With a Z, I think at the end. But he had this one line made me laugh. He came out, this guy. He's like, "Yo, man, where you been at?" he said, I've been looking for you in the daylight with a flashlight. I was like, I like that.
That's good.
So he had all these like cool sayings and stuff, but the guy just died like a motorcycle accident.
Oh,
Interesting character. But yeah, man. I like that one though, the Lentini, the great Lentini.
Frank Lentini,
And
the great Lentini.
And what was your guy? Oh, you had Britney Spears.
Britney Spears and Amor Agave.
Yeah,
And Alana Morse.
Alana Morse.
Yeah.
Alanis Morissette.
Yep.
Yeah, they were cool.
No, there's speaking of, what's this guy Lentini? There's a wrestler out now. He's called Luigi Primo. Did you guys see this guy?
He's a wrestler?
No.
Yeah.
WWF or what?
No, he's
Or
starting on the
WWE?
small circuit, but he's getting like a following. But he dresses as like a pizza guy,
Nice.
but he brings like dough in the ring.
Nice.
And he tosses.
Yeah, he's like tossing it and like throws it at a guy, like knocks the guy out.
Oh my gosh.
No way.
That's
you
like
guys got to look.
Spider-Man.
Yeah, you guys got to look it up. Luigi Primo.
Is he in PWE?
But he tries to tell it. He's like, oh, it was a greater match.
Wait. So in what league is he? TNA, WWE.
He's in a lower league. Like he's just trying to like make it. But like I guess he has this huge following now. Luigi Primo.
We could probably get Colin from PWE. He could probably get
Oh,
him
he
for
could
sure.
probably he could probably get Primo.
For sure. Yeah.
We want to see this guy. Like
Yeah.
he is hitting the airwaves hard.
Yeah.
So speaking of hitting hard, I want to get this summarized here. Who did we talk about today? We talked about
Michael Rockefeller.
Michael Rockefeller. We talked about
Britney Spears.
Britney Spears. We talked about Joshua Maddox.
Alex Honnold.
That was yesterday. That was the last time.
These
Alex
episodes.
Honnold. That's the guy you just talked about.
That was free solo.
In the first one.
Oh,
yeah, the
then
first
what
one.
was the Father Amorth?
Father Amorth.
Father Amorth.
Father.
Amorth. Amorth.
Very good.
Yeah.
Or like I guess Italian would be Amorth.
Frank Lentini,
Lentini.
also known as Francesco Lentini, also known as the three-legged football player,
Mm-hmm.
and
White folks.
white folks.
Is
All
that
right.
is that football with the round ball or football with the oval
American
oblong?
football.
American
This would
football.
be the American football.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
But that was cool, man. I dug that. And the funny thing, man, we love our fans. Shout out to Officer Vince. We're in the middle of recording here today on a Sunday. I get a text from Officer Vince. Hey, man, I miss you guys when new episodes coming out. And I'm like, it's funny you text me that.
That's right. We
Here
were
we
just
are.
talking about
Yeah,
it.
we just threw your name out there, and it,
We should have did one on him,
Sure.
Officer Vince. You know
Well,
what I mean?
in and of himself, he is an incredibly interesting person.
A legend. So,
legend.
But
One of the OGs.
he is an OG, man. Nutley Nick's going to be so jealous.
Oh,
talking
man.
about that. But yeah, that was fun, guys. So you guys got anything else in closing?
I got nothing.
All right. Well, you know where to find us. Facebook, Instagram, at Old Dirty Basement. If you're listening to this and you enjoyed it, leave us a rating. I forgot about that for a while. Spotify, you can go in there and do a written review. Apple as well. And leave us like a 5-star rating. Would help us out. Don't forget to check out our other podcast, You Might Be a Madman, and on TikTok as well at Old Dirty Basement Podcast. And I guess that's it for now. So we'll catch you where?
On the flip side.
If we don't see you sooner, we'll see you later.
Peace. Thanks for hanging out in the Old Dirty Basement. If you dig our theme music like we do, check out the Tsunami Experiment. Find them on Facebook. Their music is available streaming on Spotify and Apple, and where great music is available.
You can find us at Old Dirty Basement on Facebook and Instagram, and at Old Dirty Basement Podcast on TikTok.
Peace.
We Audi 5000.